Welcome back. We have very different temperatures from areas of Saskatchewan and Manitoba, and then you cross the boundary into Northwest Ontario and you go from -17 in Winnipeg to 0 in Thunder Bay. And this has to do with the weather system that's hitting Ontario and Quebec, bringing with it a lot of warm air from the south. 6 degrees in Toronto right now. Likely a record-breaking day in terms of the warmth for your January forecast today, with a high closer to around 12 degrees. 3 right now in Montreal. You're seeing the mild air continue, and it does push its way into Atlantic Canada as the day goes on. Now, in terms of wind chill, we're into the -20s still through Saskatchewan, Manitoba, Edmonton. You feel like -14. Yellowknife feeling like -35, and still for about the third day in a row, we have orange level cold warnings to the north in Northwest Territories, where we're still seeing those extended wind chills near -50 to -55 up towards Norman Wells. It is much milder to the south when you see that high of 12 degrees ahead for Toronto. That's 14 degrees above seasonal. Typically, this time of year, it's closer to like -2. So much warmer than average, and it has to do with this weather system that started in Texas, moving its way northward with the counterclockwise rotation that we have around low pressure systems in the northern hemisphere. The colder air to the west of the system, but on the eastern side, that warm sector pulling up air right from the Gulf, and that is moisture-laden air, but it's also very mild temperature-wise. So early this morning, we had thunderstorms in and around Sault Ste. Marie. Now it's just kind of straight up rainfall with heavier snow to the north up towards Marathon. You're also seeing the likelihood of freezing rain mixing in for areas of southwestern Quebec, and pockets of heavy rain about to slide into the Ottawa area. Good reason the canal is closed for today because of that, with that heavier rain moving its way through. But in addition to that, we've got a number of areas under warning. So Sault Ste. Marie east through Sudbury, heavy rainfall warning. The totals are limited, I will say, like 20 to 40 millimeters, but the ground is frozen and there is snow on the ground. So that extended melt with the risk of ponding or localized flooding, especially if those catch basins are blocked, prompted the risk of the heavy rainfall warning to be issued. Outside of that, special weather statements, but for 2 different reasons. The ones to the north, indicative of that heavier snow. Some areas could see like 20 to 30 centimeters of snowfall. To the south, it's about the wind. Toronto, Ottawa, winds are all likely to see wind gusts near 50 to 70 kilometers an hour. And in fact, some areas seeing that even heightened, 90 to 100 kilometers an hour through the Niagara region and east toward Kingston. So let's take you live to Niagara if we can. This view courtesy of EarthCam. You can see the rainfall and you can see the camera shaking there because of the extended winds. Outside of that, as we come back to the green screen here, you've got the wind gusts that are elevated from Windsor, south of the border, but all the way up through areas north of the St. Lawrence. So keep that in mind, the purple here, those highest wind gusts, and it'll be gusty through the day today. Southwesterly winds initially. Once the active weather passes, once it stops precipitating, whether it's snowing or raining, the wind will shift, and we'll see northwesterly winds take over. And the reason why that matters is that is responsible for the drop in temperatures for tomorrow. So this warmth, do not get used to it. It is a one-day thing. We're back below freezing as we head towards Sunday, and I'll tell you, just anecdotally, as a side note, it is much colder as we head into next week. Now, the precipitation continues eastward. It's kind of on and off. If you're dealing with rain, it's not consistent, but keep in mind it will stay cloudy through the afternoon. What is more consistent is that snow, as that band slowly treks its way into Quebec, and then eventually into Atlantic Canada. The sky partially clears overnight. Tomorrow, it's about the snow that's first in the northwest and then eventually into the south. And look at this, by Saturday night, we're seeing that snow push its way in. Areas that saw rain today will see snow as we go into Sunday. That does last into the wee hours of Sunday and eventually slides its way into the Atlantic region, leaving behind much colder air and more snow into early next week.